China fired a nuclear-capable missile across the Pacific last month, triggering a protest from Japan. Australia called the test destabilizing. Then the US dragged China through the coals in Geneva and called it out in public. Now China has hit back, calling it political manipulation, refusing to apologize. On the surface, this looks more like a US China spat over paperwork. But look closer. This spat took place the same week India tested its own nuclear capable Agni 4 with a proper alert sent out well in advance, unlike China. So while one country follows what is an accepted notification for a no-fly zone during missile tests, the other one brazenly ignores the rulebook and refuses to even apologize. All of this happened over sensitive waters in the Indo-Pacific, where China holds an edge over its immediate neighbors. So here is the real question. Why is Washington demanding more transparency from Beijing? Is this fight about notification rules or about who gets to build nuclear muscle without heeding to the rulebook? And where does that leave India, sitting right next door? Early last month, China's Navy fired a submarine-launched ballistic missile deep into the Pacific. It carried a mock warhead. It landed inside the South Pacific nuclear-free zone, a region where nuclear testing is banned by treaty. New Zealand said it was told only hours before launch. Japan said it had strongly urged China to reconsider the test beforehand and got ignored. The launch also happened on the very same day Australia and Fiji signed a new mutual defense treaty aimed at countering Chinese influence in the region, a timing too pointed to ignore. Now, China's response was short. Its foreign ministry said that the test was conducted safely and asked other countries to not overinterpret the matter. That line has become China's go-to answer every single time. Then this week, the United States blew up the whole controversy. At the Conference on Disarmament in Geneva, Washington rallied a group of countries, including some who are not even members of the conference, into signing a joint statement. So what was the complaint? That China did not properly notify the world under global norms for ballistic missile launches. They specifically cited the Hague Code of Conduct against ballistic missile proliferation. It sounds technical, it is not. This is the US publicly building a case that China's missile program operates without the transparency that other nuclear powers are expected to follow. And US is doing this on a world stage that is built for disarmament talks. This is not simply political point scoring. China did not sit quietly. It stood up in Geneva and rejected the entire statement. And the argument was blunt. China never signed the Hague Code of Conduct, so it is not bound by it. China called the US move microphone diplomacy and accused Washington of blatant double standards. And then came the sharpest line. China said it has conducted only 3 intercontinental ballistic missile tests ever. It also pointed out that America has tested far more and far more often. China also pointed at US withdrawals from arms treaties and its own expanding nuclear arsenal. In short, Beijing's message was simple. You have no right to lecture us. One missile test would not matter nearly as much if China's nuclear arsenal were static, but it is not. SIPRI estimates China roughly possesses 620 nuclear warheads. This is as of January 2026. It says China is expanding its nuclear arsenal faster than any other nuclear-armed nation. Beijing has also been building hundreds of missile silos and expanding the sea-based leg of its nuclear forces. For India, too, this is a red flag and a security concern. China is normalizing bigger, longer range, less announced missile tests across the Pacific while sitting right on India's northern border, a border where India and Chinese soldiers have already clashed violently in the past. If global rules around missile notification get rewritten because of this US China standoff, India has a direct stake in how those rules apply to its own neighborhood, not just the Pacific. So, this entire argument between China and the other nations started over a warning. Was China transparent enough before launching a nuclear capable missile? But the bigger story really is what was underneath that missile, a submarine. China is slowly building a nuclear force that is larger, more diverse, and harder to destroy. America sees it, Japan sees it, India sees it too. And what irks China's biggest rivals is Beijing's complete defiance of global rules. The diplomatic fight will continue, but missile notifications are only the surface issue. The deeper contest is about deterrence. China wants nuclear forces that can survive any first strike and retaliate from land, air, and sea. For India, that creates a simple strategic requirement: watch the ocean. Because the next major shift in the Asian nuclear balance may not arrive on a missile launcher visible from space. It may be hiding silently beneath the water. You're watching Times Access. I'm Aditi Prasad, and if you liked this explainer, click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.
They had a nuclear weapon.
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
No tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy, and power seen through India's eyes. From Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India. How one move by China can affect India's security. What turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability. How Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood. Why oil choke points can hit your wallet. How wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling. Daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations. Because news is everywhere, but perspective is rare, and in the age of confusion, clarity is power. Axis is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly. To understand the world through India's strategic lens.